We can reenact it.
But you should be happy, Lee, that I used the name you wanted me to use in the title of this video.
Did you?
Yeah.
What is it called? I can't see it from here. I'm just in the Hangouts.
Bring on the Beertube Floozies.
Oh yeah, the Floozies. There we go. Awesome.
Anyway, hey there, Beertube. Welcome back to Maxwell Star's post-analysis hangout, and we're back after that lovely video we just did of Belgian Moon, and we've got 4 other people willing to sacrifice themselves to the Beertube gods and make it look like stupid with me and. Right. Anyway, what's everybody drinking? I'll introduce myself first because narcissist. I'm drinking Maybe Brewing's Old Bob sour brown ale. What's everybody else drinking?
Well, I'm having a beer alchemy. I have some Bud Light Radler and I have some Bose Lugo Tread. Both are okay to good beers on their own, and mix them together makes it taste like shit.
That'd be kind of interesting.
Oh, it's not. It actually just makes
it's not that interesting.
It's this weird Affleck flavor. It's like I'm
Affleck flavor.
Yes, Affleck.
Or acrid.
Acrid.
Acrid?
Acrid, Ohio.
No, it tastes like a duck trying to give you money for insurance. Come on.
Pretty good.
Affleck. Alrighty.
I am drinking Bissell Brothers Resolve Dark Ale. It's I got this actually in a cool little thing. Local group of ours where we have this thing going where people just put a bunch of beers in like a little kind of a pile and they just post it to our group and say, who wants this? And everybody says me. And then they pick like a random number. Everybody gets a number, and then whoever gets picked has to do the same thing. You know what I mean? So it's a kind of a pay it forward thing where if you win that, then you have to put together something and be like, who wants this? And that's kind of where I got this one. So it's fun to get beers that way. So I dig it.
Yes. It's a good idea.
I have a Tusket Falls brewing from here in Nova Scotia, the smoked Kayak. And it's actually not named after the kayak, the boat. It's like named after a specific fish, apparently, variety of fish.
You stopped me before I made that joke again.
That's funny because the pictures of a shack. So they.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like it's just.
I think it might be an ice fishing thing on top of a lake.
Oh, maybe.
Like I don't know. I don't know if there's so much ice fishing shack going on in Nova Scotia, but yeah, there's a shack, and then if you look at the back, there's like a boat of some sort. So it's like doubly confusing. But they have this whole spiel about how it's supposed to be something about a hard to find fish, and then they go on to talk about Whitey Bulger for some reason in the spiel of this, and how he was a mob boss, and how apparently. It's all bullshit.
It appears about the Illuminati.
Yeah,
sending messages to that can.
It's like on that. All they had to say is that this is a smoked ale and it tastes pretty good. You didn't need all this Whitey Bulger bullshit on the back, and apparently cocaine has nothing on these delicious fish. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Tusket Falls, you make good beer, but you need to really get on top of the people who are writing your shit on your fucking cans.
Yeah, kayak. I'm just Googling it now. Apparently it's a type of freshwater fish.
Yeah.
Common in Canada. Let me see. Species is small freshwater fish, also known as the alewife.
Okay.
And Indian name of... Oh, it's like the native name of fish. Okay.
There you go.
Interesting. Okay, so it's a native name. That makes sense. So it's weird though. It's like it's spelled Kiack.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm drinking a fucking steam whistle because why the fuck not?
Yeah, but you're drinking a fresh.
Kick him off the chat right now.
No.
Super fresh and right out of the bottle.
Super fresh now.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, you're gonna tongue it. All right.
I'm just gonna put out there. Ashley Sexton's a terrible person.
but not as terrible as some people on here.
You know, that's actually a
No, I
compliment.
mean, yeah, I'm actually paying you a compliment at this point. Like, compared to most people, you're just a terrible person.
I think I'm a pretty solid, outstanding citizen. So,
yeah, there you go.
Oh well.
Yeah,
So
when Lee hurls insults at you, usually it's a good thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll take it as a compliment.
You keep telling yourself that, Nick. You piece of shit.
See, love you too, Lee.
Attention.
You get attention.
I'm getting attention.
You fucking log of dog shit.
You Roomba full of dog shit.
the dog shit Roomba. Oh no. Oh no. Your Roomba is full.
The Roomba's full, yeah. A friend of mine on Facebook, he posted a message earlier today saying, yeah, my dogs have diarrhea, and my Roomba just sent me a text message saying that the Roomba's full. So he's like, oh, shit. It turned out to be a false alarm, but it didn't hit the dog shit. But that could have been a mess. There's actually some like a thread with pictures or something, like a Reddit thread with pictures that actually shows somebody's Roomba hit dog shit overnight and smeared it all over the floor in every room of the house. That is fucking nasty.
People
all
have
the
to,
shitty days you can have.
train your animals, man, and don't feed them crap, because if you feed them crap, they're not gonna do the normal shit. They're gonna do the I need to shit for 10 minutes straight, and it's gonna be all over your house. It's just gonna be different spots, and it's gonna be wet. You can't just scoop it up. You gotta kind of like mop it up.
We squirting.
Yeah, that is no fun.
Don't let the dogs beg for shitty food. You know, don't let their fucking crying eyes like sway you to give them that extra piece of chicken or that cheeseburger or whatever, because it's not going to end well for either one of you. Like they're gonna spend 10 minutes. I would say no to that dog. Fuck that dog.
Oh,
fuck that, Layla. Oh, now you've offended her.
I don't give a fuck.
Dog's leaving now.
Give a fuck.
Oh, she is leaving too.
She needs to eat proper food. Don't give her a fucking cheeseburger, because she's going to crap it all over your floor in 18 places.
I don't give her a cheeseburger.
She's going to shit.
She's going to shit.
She's going to shit right on the floor in front of your Roomba.
I'm just saying, like, people give their food, like, you know, to dogs, like, oh, I'm going to have this fucking fish and chips and a cheeseburger. And then, oh, the dog's there looking at me, begging for food, so I'm going to throw him half of it. And it's like, that's not going to end well for either one of you. I mean, you're going to spend 3 hours on the toilet, and the dog's going to spend 3 hours shitting in several different places on your fucking floor. So it's not good. Just don't let it happen.
Well, you know what? I mean, it's okay if you give her, like, she likes steak and chicken. She does okay for the most part. It's when she gets into cat food that she gets the diarrhea.
Well, here's the solution. Not kill your cats.
Don't kill the cats. No.
Well, maybe not kill them, but give them away. But we're not allowed. So we're
let's just kill them. Let's kill them.
So I'm a cat food?
This hideous creature.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, murder that thing. Look at it. It's all sooty and gross.
The hell?
Don't worry, he won't be at the bottle share.
The cat won't be at the bottle share.
No,
That's
we're
good.
talking about you. My wife's like, who the hell is this character?
I
don't have headphones on today, so my wife can hear all you guys. And
Oh shit. Well, I'm a cat person, but I'm also a negative person, so they kind of balance out.
He hates everything. It's okay.
Yeah. A negative cat person.
Especially white people. He can't stand them.
Yeah, terrible. They're all shit.
God.
Why are you shrugging your head, Nick? I said white people are shit. I didn't say black people are shit. What the fuck?
You have to bring the racism in it. All that racism.
It's like reverse racism. You should be all about that, you white piece of shit.
God.
Oh.
We went from dog shit to white trash to white pieces of shit.
Yeah. There's a theme going on.
It's a shitty theme.
So Nick, you're saying for next week's beer review, your Garrison that you got, it was how old?
2 months.
2 months, eh?
Yeah, I'm not worried about the age on this thing. They really should have brought some fresher shit to the LCBO.
It's canned, so it should be
Good for a
technically
bit.
all right.
Now, I had this one already. I bought it a few months ago, and I'm pretty sure it's part of the same like shipment that came in all together. So I think I bought one of the last bottles. And even when I had it, I felt it to be, pretty malt bombish, but we'll see what the second go around is like.
Yeah, well, they call it juicy IPA, but it's nowhere near as juicy as what you'd find in like a true North American, like a New England style.
No, it's really not that. Like honestly, Nova Scotia now is just kind of catching up to that sort of style. Like there's been several examples now that have come after that kind of capture that style much better than what that one does.
Sure.
What's that new one that Garrison just released? I forget, but they just released that hazy New England IPA.
Yeah,
APA.
they did. Yeah, they did. I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, it looks interesting.
Let me see if I can find it. I saw it on Facebook there.
I think that's probably like their actual honest attempt at doing that style compared, like the juicy IPA is just like, I think they're going more for it, not necessarily like New England style. They're just like, this is like drinking juice kind of thing, like not necessarily super hazy or milkshakey or whatever. It's just like drinking juice, tropical juice stuff, right?
Wicked Good Pale is what they called it, but it's only 5%.
Yeah,
it must be like it just says it's New England style, but it's hazy, but it's just pale ale, not a IPA.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I'd like to try it.
I'm gonna go grab my can and see if I can pull a date off it.
It's written on the bottom of the can.
Is it one of those cryptic ones?
No, actually, it was actually the real date.
Wow.
Mine says 2018. I like the new bottle label for the Sugar Moon Porter. The Sugar Moon Porter. Yeah.
Oh, they're calling it they're calling it a porter now, are they?
Yeah. I mean, I think before it was just Sugar Moon Maple, wasn't it?
Yeah, just Sugar Moon Maple Ale, but I guess it makes sense to call it a porter. But yeah, they've been updating their label design now. I mean, Propeller just did like a whole refresh of all their labels, which look really, really good. Garrison's labels have always been kind of shit, and even the refresh, like they generally don't give you enough information on the labels. So that's my biggest sort of sticking point with them. But still, as far as refreshes go for the labels, they look about 100% better than their old ones, which were just so generic. Like they were like 1995 generic, like beer labels kind of thing.
There's some things about the old Garrison labels that I like better, but there's some things that I like about their new ones that are kind of. I like the fact they actually did an update. They got an actual graphic designer working on them now. It seems.
And when you think about it, like considering how craft breweries are sort of evolving to getting out of bottles and like going exclusively for cans for the most part, you have to like rethink your label designs because you have to put it all around the fucking can instead of like just having like a little label on the bottle where you can still have like half the fucking bottle showing or whatever.
Otherwise, it'll look like this.
Yeah, so you gotta like rethink those things, and they're doing that. They're sort of gearing towards the future as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, Chad did a review not too long ago. It was a Dominion beer, or a review that he posted not too long ago, and they did a colored can. And then what they did, they just used a transparent sticker for each beer. So the can was full wrap in color, and then they just took this transparent label, whatever the beer was. They just typed it up, printed off all these clear labels, and it went right over top. And the original wrap had like the logo, the name, and everything, and then the clear sticker just had the details of the beer. I thought it was a really cool idea.
That's smart. That's good.
Yeah, there's a bunch of breweries down here in the States that do that. Like Commonwealth Brewing, there's a bunch of them that do that. Kind of have like a standard kind of logo and graphic design on their labels, and then just kind of go from there. You've seen some actually down here ingenious ones, like Pizza Boy down here does like these kind of round stickers that look like kind of like old school kind of BioShock style kind of art cans, and they throw them on there like almost like someone holding a sign, and that's where it goes. And there's some pretty cool inventive stuff people do to kind of differentiate like wrapped cans and add the specific element of what the beer is to it.
Yeah, tons of ways to do it. My local brewery or my little local home or microbrew, they just had like all of their labels are all handwritten. Like it's all done by hand at the Cayman Kettle. So,
oh yeah, Cayman Kettle.
Yeah,
they just have a generic label plastered on the side of the can, and they write in what it is.
Yeah,
it's going to be painstaking to write on each freaking can.
It is, but what they've done, because they have like 3 stable beers that they do all the time. Their Kolsch, their Schwarz, and their shit. What's the other one? Doesn't really matter. But they actually have they have those canned on like a line, and they have like proper wraps for them and everything like that. So, but yeah, everything else, all their one-offs, all their pilot stuff, it's all handwritten. So.
Close and Swords, it's got to be a Dunkel, right? You know what I mean? How many more? The fucking Marzen? Which one? What else do we have?
No, so they have oh no, it's their IPA. They have their IPA, their Schwarz, and their Kolsch. Those are the 3 that they roll out all the time. Yeah, I think they actually have it brewed at off-site somewhere else with a bigger capacity, and then everything else they do in-house. Yeah.
The hell? I'm just reading through. I'm reading through my my taps of Cayman Kettle before, and they've renamed their red IPA Redbeard.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's because of Redbeard, or is that because like the beer that
I'm thinking Redbeard needs to sue their asses.
Yeah, copyright.
That's because all their brewing facilities has been tainted by him, and it's got his own bit of flavor.
Get this beer to do it.
This could be a moneymaker for fucking Chad and Redbeard, because Rhino's Redbeard, they could, go into the lawsuit together and fucking sue these motherfuckers for all they're worth. that would if they won, that would solve all their problems, man.
Speaking of beards, I just saw a post on Facebook that Devon Colgate on Chad's channel. He's grown the beard back out. It's out down to here again.
Yeah, it's about goddamn time, that baby face motherfucker.
Mm. He's really hard to recognize. Next time I'd seen him once with the massive beard on his face, and I come back a whole year later, he's there without it. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh yeah, right, you. Don't recognize him, without all the hair.
That man grows a beard with more muscles than he actually has on the rest of his body.
So, what's the festival scene like for you guys out east this summer?
Well, in Nova Scotia, there's like 1 or 2 big ones that happen every once in a while, but they're on the other side of the fucking province, so I never go to them. So
the closest one for you is down in Halifax, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's like I can't really speak on the quality of them, but apparently they're pretty big. Like they're pretty big outdoor festivals, and I mean, the majority of the craft breweries in Nova Scotia are all centered around the sort of greater Halifax area or whatever. Like there's like several counties and stuff all like are kind of incorporated as the city now or whatever. So, and most of the breweries are fucking there. So that's where all the festivals basically are, and I've never really gone to any of those, so because I just don't care. But
fair enough. Beer wasteland and all.
No, it's not even that. It's just like if I did go to one of them, it'd probably be amazing because I'd probably be exposed to like about 8,000 fucking beers that I've never had from breweries that I constantly get in the NSLC. But
with Nova Scotia, I think it's like the major population center in Nova Scotia is just Halifax. So it all seems to be condensed around Halifax, where they have the one big beer fest every year at the Seaport, the Seaport Beer Festival. That's the only one in Nova Scotia I really know of.
Because the rest of there's the middle of Nova Scotia is just like rural as fuck, And even where I live is pretty fucking rural. Like there is some buildup just around the area I live because it's around a Air Force base, but otherwise it's like hillbilly fucking central for the most part. Like I live in the Bible Belt of Nova Scotia.
Oh my god.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, you're such a
that makes
Bible
sense.
pusher.
Churches outnumber convenience stores up there pretty much. It's just like all the old anyway. But in New Brunswick it's a bit of a different story because there's beer there's 3 main cities in New Brunswick and a bunch of other satellite areas in the northern part of the province. But most of the beer action kind of happens around in the 3 main cities of Fredericton, Moncton, and St. John at the Bay of Fundy coast. And there's actually quite a few beer festivals here, which is kind of weird. There's the Fredericton Beer Fest, which is pretty much the best one in the province that happens every year. The biggest one in the province, I think, is the Atlantic Canadian Beer Festival, which happens in Moncton. I think it's around May that one happens. Like Fredericton's in March. April has the St. John Beer Fest, which I've gone to several times, and I missed it this year, just financial reasons, but saving up for this trip pretty much. They also have there's a new beer festival coming up. It's the Down East Beer Festival, which is in Sussex, which is kind of like the point between all 3 of the cities along where the Trans-Canada Highway runs. And another one is the Big Axe Beer Festival, which just started up last year, which I've actually got a ticket for it. I'm going to this year in July, which is along the waterfront along the St. John River in Nakawik, where the Big Axe Brewery is. And that's it's pretty much the closest thing we've got to an Albino Beer Fest in this province. And last year was a lot of fun, and that's why I like to go back. And there's a bus tour that actually will take me up there for like the same prices I would have paid for the St. John Beer Fest. I can go for a 2-hour festival. I can go up to Nakawik with a bus and spend like I think 5 hours at a beer fest. And when I walk in, all my drinks are paid for, kind of thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
It actually is a really awesome fest, and they give you a glass too.
Sweet.
Like, it's the only beer fest I've seen in New Brunswick where they'll actually give you a beer glass.
I broke my beer glass at Albino's last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of those last beer trips to the bathroom, and I fucking ended up in the washroom. And yeah, it was just stupid. Oh well.
Yeah, what was it? The second beer fest, I think Ewart had just got into the door, and all of a sudden,
yeah, no, not one piece of fluid hit somebody's glass, and Ewart already smashed his glass. It was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Now, Matt, are there any festivals in your area that you'd like to go to, or?
Oddly enough, yeah. I grew up. I just moved to New Jersey, and and that was only about a month and a half, 2 months ago. And before that, I lived in Pennsylvania. And Pennsylvania festivals are the worst in history of mankind. It's run much differently. You don't do anything in festivals. You go in, you can drink whatever you want. They kind of run by beer distributors, not the brewers. What's up?
Robot style.
You're breaking up. Either that or I'm breaking up.
Now he's dead.
But yeah, it's probably me, the internet. If you can make it, am I making 0 sense or?
Now we can kind of hear what you're saying.
You seem back now.
Anyway, festivals in Pennsylvania are run by beer no good. No good.
No bueno, my friend.
That was weird. You just start talking, and as you get a run on, all of a sudden it starts breaking up.
Well, I guess that ends my night because my internet's fucked. So enjoy your night, gentlemen. I wish we could hang out, but I know I don't have to go away. But if I can't talk and hear myself talk, what the fuck do I want to sit down for? You know, my voice.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get mad at
More than
chalkboard
white
for next
people,
time.
it's robots.
You get mad at Abacus.
Yeah, like a chalkboard or like one of those blackboards, like a erasable marker.
Yeah. Anyway, what do we got to talk about?
Well, I was getting to the Collective Arts out here. They're launching a pretty big a beer festival. It seems like they're attracting more like breweries from outside of Canada, which
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it seemed really weird. I think it's like a 2 or 3 day event. I don't know when it is, but like some of the names, like I think To All was going to be there, and some of the other bigger European ones are going to be there. Shit, I should actually just bring it up. But anyways,
is it actually the European breweries that are going to be there, or is it like a distributor, local distributor for it? Because I know at the St. John Beer Fest, we'll actually have some like Belgian beers come in or German beers come in at the fest, but it's just like McKellen Distributors or something like that. I think it's called, and they're just the distributor, North American or that region distributors promoting their own products that they can offer. That makes sense. I think it's just us right now.
Yeah. Well, it looks like, there's like Wild Beer from Somerset, UK. There's Mars Community Brewing from Chicago. Evil Twin from, Denmark. Brewski from Sweden. Stillwater from Baltimore, USA. So I'm wondering how they were able to get all of the Founders. Founders is coming. Thin Man. So I don't know how.
Founders.
Yeah, Founders. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. No, that's Collective Arts is doing that? Are they doing that in like Hamilton or?
Yeah, that's in Hamilton on 15th and the 16th. Yeah, they're doing it over a few days, but not. Cool. I don't know if I'll go to it, but.
When is it? Sorry, 15th.
June 15th and 16th.
Okay, so a month from now. So you get the Albino Rhino Fest in 2 weeks, and then that's kind of cool. What's the price to get into that?
That's the question, right? Tickets. Friday session $49.95.
Okay.
Saturday session
multiple days.
Yeah, it's like $50 for the day. That's pricey.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I think the main thing is that like Chad's always made his festival the cheapest.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's for a good cause, and you know what? He always makes a profit every year and gives it to the Ronald McDonald House. But it's just a kind of like he has always talked about it being the cheapest beer fest because you get the cheapest to get into. It's the cheapest to do, but at the same time, maybe part of that is because it's not for profit, and that's.
It's about like. For me and my wife to go, it's at least half as much as it is at the Toronto Beer Festival. So,
yeah.
But again, you also think like he's renting a place in Ridgeway and stuff, and it's relatively small festival versus renting something on the CNE grounds. So
yeah,
I suppose
overhead with it.
I'm so looking forward to it. Though it's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Chattanooga Fest is always good. I mean, hopefully the weather is great this year. I mean, the best weather we had, I think, was 3 years ago. I think that was the second annual fest.
Yeah, the second fest. Well, the weather was pretty good for the first year, but most of it was indoors.
Yeah, I wasn't at the first.
There was only. I don't think there were any breweries outdoors. I think all of the food trucks were indoors. Outdoors.
I think the first one was only indoors because I don't think Chad had an outdoor license that year.
Yeah. The second year is probably. Well, I wouldn't say it was the best year because they've all been good, and they keep getting bigger every year. But the second year was pretty epic.
In terms of weather, I think the second year was probably the best. Also, in terms of who came, like in terms of like pretty much everyone who was everyone in the beer tubes came.
Yeah.
So that was
well, that was another thing. Like pretty much everybody from Beertube came on the second year. Lee came to the first year, but
it's the only appearance that has ever been witnessed.
Yeah, that was before you even got into everything here. I think.
Well,
right?
I was there. I was planning to be at the first year's fest, but the reason I wasn't was because we actually were moving into our condo that weekend. So my wife would have been kind of pissed off if I went to a beer fest.
Probably.
So that's otherwise I would have been at the first year's one because I was already on BDU at that point.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
Okay.
But I've been to everyone since then.
Yeah, I've been to every one of them, and except for Pints for Prostates, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
Pints for Prostates was kind of like a fall event that Chad did, I think, in 2015.
Yeah,
and it didn't take off.
Let's
obviously,
be fair, nobody really went to that one. He barely made a profit on that. Like he barely broke even on that.
I think he broke even only because people donated their table fee or their
some of the breweries
tickets.
Donated, and
because he got sympathy. Yeah,
it was a good idea, but at the end of the day, I mean, I forget why. Like it was again one of those things where I wanted to go, but I couldn't for some reason. But again, it all comes down to that. It's in November, and not that many people are that interested in going to a beer fest in the middle of November, especially when part of it's outside.
That's it.
Like, unfortunately, that's just how it is. If you had maybe an indoor whiskey fest in November, you might have a bigger attendance. I don't know.
Indoor whiskey fest and do it in January around Robbie Burns Day would be good. I think that's Robbie Burns Day in January, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Anyway. Lee would answer, but he's not here. He's probably going down. Lee's probably having a poop.
Toronto.
What?
I'm sure they have more than one, but they have one where it's expensive to get in. Of course, it's like $150 per person, but it's like every whiskey you get is unlimited. You get as much as you want. Which again, I guess how much whiskey can you drink? But I mean, if you're really into whiskey, I guess you'd like to try a lot of shit that's like really rare and they're really expensive. I mean, maybe $150.
What's going on? What was needed for my expert opinion? I was grabbing.
You're talking about whiskey, doing a whiskey fest or something. When's Robbie Burns Day? Is it January?
I don't fucking know. Robert Burns whiskey isn't all that good, so I don't really care.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I took you for someone with class.
How long have you known me, Nick?
You drink? Yeah, that's true. You drink so much whiskey. I always thought like maybe you were part Scottish or something.
I am part Scottish. It's in my ancestry.
Yeah, I see you with the name like Russell and all that.
My ancestors were kicked out of Scotland for trying to overthrow the throne or something, apparently. So,
there you go.
At the same time, I'm proud of my Scottish heritage and also fuck the Scots because they kicked us out of Scotland. So,
Anyway.
I see Joe is briefly in here. What the fuck's going on?
Joe is briefly in here. Oh no, that's Greg.
Oh, that's right. His
Beer Patrol #1 Superman.
God damn it!
No, it's me. I'm part of the Beer Patrol. Has everyone watched the Beer Patrol, guys? I'm doing Jesse Cream Ale this week. Yeah.
No one.
No. Most unwatched videos on his channel.
I gotta get a theme song. Who wants to sing a theme song for me? Nick, you gonna sing a theme song? Sing it, Nick.
Fuck you.
Woo, 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 it's the Beer Patrol. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo.
It's the Beer Patrol. We're patrol for beers.
Woo, woo, woo. It's the Beer Patrol. Woo, woo.
Patrol for beers. We accept the blacks, but we hate the queers. Oh, wait, no.
Jesus Christ, Lee.
Oh, it's the Beer Patrol. That's their policy, not mine.
Hey, you know what? We're inclusive, but not too inclusive.
Joe, you're allowed to use that if you want it for a theme song. This is just
I'm totally gonna do it after I rub my genitals on this new Jesse Cream Ale. So good.
Baby.
That is so wrong.
Oh,
so wrong. But I do like a good cream ale.
Cream ale in my mouth, baby. Anyway.
You're going into very dark places with that.
Yeah. Very dark places. I'm telling you where.
Nick the Darkness.
Darkness, baby. Brother Darkness.
Scratch my Adidas shorts.
They never should have gave you niggas money.
Hey, no, none of that on. I suppose.
Hey, I am directly quoting something from a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
It is perfectly legal.
All you do is encourage Greg to.
No, that's offensive. You're saying Greg's a racist, basically? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not a racist. I mean, I am, but I hate everyone.
You're a racialist, yeah.
There you go. I was just I'm gonna mute you in advance.
That's not cool.
Anyway,
That's ringing.
yes, I know you're quoting Dave Chappelle, but anyway.
That's right. I'm quoting. If it's a direct quote, if you're using it in context, it's perfectly fine. Now, if you're just like Jordan and you just want to say it to be a fucking edgelord, then there's a problem.
It's true.
Or if you're just generally a racist like Jordan is as well. But that's a problem. But otherwise, it's fine. Until some black guy tells me it's not fine, and then I'm probably
and
then I'm probably just going to disagree with him.
Yeah.
Also, it's perfectly acceptable to make fun of Asian people being bad drivers. That's not racist.
It's just a fact. It's straight up a fact.
Straight fact.
And you know what? Before we get force so many dislikes, I could always take this offline.
They're great at math as well.
Take it offline. I take my shirt off, Nick.